Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today guys I'm gonna review a Megabloks Halo set released in 2010, and it's going to be the UNSC Rocket Warthog. So for those who don't know, Halo is first a video game, and well, to make the story simple, long story short, well, there is the good guys in armors, which are called the UNSC, fighting against the evil aliens, which are called the Covenants. That's all you have to know to understand how the toys works. Of course, the story is more complex, but that's not interesting for the just for a toy review. So, by the way, for the box itself, you're gonna have the Halo logo right there. Spartan guys right there, which of course is from the UNSC. Set number 4, but Megabloks tend to reboot each wave the set's number, so that's not really interesting. Yeah, something more interesting is what you're gonna have in the set, so the Warthog itself, which is kind of a jeep, if I can say so. Then the 2 Spartan guys, 1 ghost, because yes, it's a 2-in-1, so you're gonna have kind of 2 sets in 1 set, which is quite interesting. And also the Covenant guy, which is called an Elite guy, Elite Covenant, excuse me. Also, you have to know one thing, is that it's the third version of the Warthog released by Megabloks. They first released a version in 2009. It was just a simple Warthog. It suffered from some weak building and stuff like that. So they decided to make a second version in the set called Warthog versus Locust, in which you have a second Warthog which got a stronger build, and here it's the third version, which is different because it's in a new color, as you can see, a white color instead of a green one. And of course, I think it got some little improvements. I can't really say because I don't have the 2 older versions. And you have to know that there exists a 4th version, which is called the Warthog Troop Transport, and which time is a red recolor, which was in the US exclusive, just released in Target shops. So I think that yes, shops, excuse me, yeah. So that's all for the box, and is the story of the Megabloks Warthog. So now for the upper part of the box, you're gonna have all the 3 minifigures included, so the 2 Spartans and the Elite Covenant guy. I have to stop saying guy, excuse me. Then you got a little description of the Rocket Warthog. I'm not gonna read it because, well, I don't have time for that, and you can read that in your toy store or anything like that. I think you can find this set in every toy stores, well, I guess. So here you got a little picture of the set itself. So of course we're gonna have the Warthog there with all the type of articulations, well, not really articulations, but more like a point of rotation. For example, the wheels which can roll. Okay, kind of obvious. The ghost right there, the 2 Spartans. The fact that the bricks in this set got some camo effect, in fact, but of course this time it's not with some green colored brick, but with some white one. The 2, well, the Spartans and the Covenant Elite in their CGI form, from the game, of course. And then some other set from the first wave of 2010, so the Arctic Wolverine, the Gremlins that I have already reviewed, the same goes for the Whales that I have already reviewed, and the 2 little sets, the Brute Chopper and the Mongoose. The Mongoose, excuse me. And that's all for the box, so now here we go for the instruction booklet, really quick, because, well, it's the same pictures. Right there, they thank you for buying their sets. Here's some nice battle shots with all the sets released from the first and the second wave of 2010, I guess, except the Target exclusives and the Toys R Us exclusive, which are mainly ODST sets. Parts list, instruction, first the cost, then the Warthog, of course. How to put the stickers. And even if I think that you put stickers throughout the building, but also at the end of the building. Then the 2 sets, and the same pictures as the back of the box. And that's all. So now for the set itself. First of all, the minifig. So like I said, I'm gonna cut off some books. You're gonna have 2 Spartans, 2, well, they're called Spartans 2, I guess. 2 Spartans. So in fact, for those who don't know, the Halo franchise, it's some guys in space armor, well, or at least in armor. So here we go. So this one, of course, it got some kind of a white camo, but you have to know that the white is not some kind of really bright white, but really because there is tons of little touches of gray, while it's more like some kind of dirty snow, if I can call this like that, not some just new fall snow. In fact, it's kind of really not really just, it's not a bright white color. Notice also the little gold, the gold for the visor, and well, I think that's quite all for the color scheme. Now for the articulations, well, you got 3 pairs of articulations on the arm, one there. You got 1 pair on the per head, excuse me, for the head. Look down, look up on the sides without any big problem. And finally, 1 pair of articulations on the pelvis section. Like that, so that's quite interesting. Of course, a fully little articulated minifig, excuse me. And then you got a little hole in there which can be useful to link the gun or some backpack, even if the guns within this set can be put in there, but still you got a little hole right there. And I think that's all for this guy. Now for the weapons, well, you have 2 pistols, but I think they're called like that. Well, I don't know the exact name in the game, but still, some pistols. And here you go. And like I said, you got 2 of these guys, and they're exactly the same. So here's the second one with the same hole in the back, the same points of articulation, the same articulation points, excuse me. And well, it's exactly the same, even the gun is the same. Like that. And then you got the Covenant Elite, so the bad guy, kind of. Of course, the color scheme there is quite different because it's purple with some gray. And as you can see, unlike these guys which got some type of camo effect with some touch of grays directly injected into the white, here you don't have this type of stuff. No, it's just purple white here and gray white there, so there is no camo effect or any effect at all. And I have read on some forums that was quite disappointing because there is not as much details as the Spartans. Well, yes, but I'm not really I'm not really unhappy with that. I think it's still okay. It's nice colored, of course, not as it's not as good looking as the Spartan, but still it works pretty well. It works, excuse me, pretty well. Then you got 3 points, well, in terms of articulation, you got 3 points of articulation on the arm, so the same thing. 1 again on the head, even if the neck is put, as you can see, well, kind of on the body and not on top of it, but more like on the front. Still, you can make it turn the head, look down and up. I would say there is 2 points of articulation on the legs, but in fact, as you can see, this one can't really turn. So there is just 1 point of articulation, which is right there. And also 1 on the pelvis section. And this time, no little hole on the back. So little turn around maybe. Even if you can't really see anything, it's me with my big fingers all over the screen, so excuse me for that, but it's quite hard to make a turnaround of a minifig, of a figure, excuse me, this scale. And then the weapon is an energy sword. With some trans-light blue parts, so well done. Still notice all the little details on the heads, which are pretty nice in terms of the mouth, the little eyes and stuff like that. So once again, even if the colors are not really all, well, kind of blend, still the way the mold of these figures is really incredible, plus the articulations, which are excellent for figures of this scale. And well, that's all for the 3 figures included into this set. Now for the bricks themselves. well, bricks, yes. With first the Ghost. So once again, you have to know that this is the second version of the Ghost. The first version was released in 2009 as a little set. So now it's the second version. So of course, it's a little less blocky. So first, you got the frame, which is made with just dark gray part, as you can see right there. You have some snot techniques, snot meaning studs not on the top, for example, for linking the the guns on the front. You also have this type of slop bricks with some studs on the top, which can be useful to well, to put some parts on some on this shape, some detailed parts like that. The two handles, of course, for the figures to take his vehicle. Some screen, which is of course a sticker, and then there's banded parts. And of course, you've got bricks and stuff like that linked together. You can also notice this little wounded part right there, and also this transparent brick, which is kind of useful because it makes it's like he's flying. So here's for the frame. Now we're gonna link the purple part on top of that, and the model will be complete. Will be completed, excuse me. So first this part on the side. This one, then this one with some, as you can see, some shape and stuff like that, some lines, and finally this one on the back. And the Ghost is done. Well, it's finished. Excuse me. So it'll turn around. So of course there is no gimmicks or anything, but the model is well made with good construction, tons of little bricks here and there, and it's really sturdy and it works pretty nice. No weak points or anything like that. The only weak point, in fact, it's not in because of the well of the building itself, but it's well the seat kind of, which is kind of poorly made, I think, because it's quite hard to make the guy take the two handles at the same time. Well, you can make him take the two handles, but still, then you have the problems that the head sometimes look directly, as you can see, in the Ghost. Well, it's called a Ghost, so in the vehicle. But here we go. And you can also, of course, put the energy sword in his other arm. So that's all for the Ghost. Really a great little model with a little build. So really nothing to complain about, except for the seat, which is maybe well, could have been made a little better. But apart from that, obviously, it's an excellent little set. And then the Warthog itself. So here we go. Of course, this time the coloration, as I've said, is black for the frame with some touch of dark gray, and the white color, which is really unique to this set. So first, yes, you got the frame, which is made all in black, of course. What is interesting to notice about the frame is there's a brick with some pinholes in there, which are useful to make the suspensions of the wheels, excuse me, even if suspension is quite well, it's not really suspension, of course, because you don't have any springs or stuff like that. In fact, it's really simple. How it works, well, when I just put off this wheel, well, you have this part with some pinholes in there. You're gonna link some pin, then link another brick with pins holes, and put the wheels. And that's how the suspension works, because as you can see, we can move the wheel up or down. So we can do stuff like that. So of course, you can't just put the model like this, because it will, as you can see, fall off. But well, if you when you play with it, and if, for example, if you have some well, I don't know, some dead Spartan, you can, with the wheel, you can do stuff like that to the suspensions works that way, in fact. But so see, that's also nothing really complicated or hard to understand. It's really simple, and that's quite that was quite a disappointment for me, but at least it works kind of. Then for the frame itself, you have this part with the rope, I guess. Of course, you can't put the rope, but you still have the part. This part on the front, right there. Also notice the little lights on the back that you can't really see right here, but they are here in some transparent colors. And then after that, you got the upper part. Well, also notice the little steps on the sides. And then after that, you're gonna have to put, of course, all the white parts on top of this black frame, black colored frame, like that. So as you can see, you have two seats, which are not really seats because there is no specific parts, but more like holes to put the figures in it. You also have a little steering wheel, which can, of course, turn, and it's pretty well made. And also a little antenna right there. Of course, you got some slope and curved brick right there, stuff like that. And of course, the model is not done. It's just because I wanted to show you really how it works. Now we're gonna finish this model with first the glass. Like that. This little plate on the back. Then this part, which would be useful to link the two parts we just attached. And then this little part, and notice that the lights are not stickers, in fact. They were already put right there. And now we are nearly done, so I'm gonna put this little part here. And finally, the little machine gun turret. Well, I think it's a machine gun, but still it's a turret, with, as you can see, which can turn, and also 2 points of rotation right there. 2 points, yes. And I think that's all. We link this like that, and that's all. The model is done. Kind of like that. Now we're gonna put the minifigs in there, so yeah. So yes, if you want a little comparison size between the minifigs and the vehicle, well, here it is. So it's, well, it's not really big, but it's have a good size, I think. So we're gonna put this part right there. Excuse me. So we're gonna put stuff like that. I'm gonna just, excuse me if it takes a little time. I'm gonna try to be quick. It's quite hard to put his hand on the steering wheel, which with all these parts. Oh, okay, great. So I'm gonna try to make that. Oh, well, okay. I'm just gonna give up. Excuse me. Now we're gonna put the second guy, which is quite hard because, as you can see, when you take the gun, it's kind of yeah, you have to put in like that. And well, that's also here's a little nice shot. And that's all, guys. I think that's all. So now we're gonna put the two guys together, and I'm gonna do a little sum up, of course, of this set. So first of all, the minifigs. So well, first the Spartan guys. So the two. I have to stop to say guys. Excuse me. The two Spartans. So it's quite nice to have a new color because this was the first time they were recolored in this type of white gray color. Now, of course, an Arctic combat unit was released some time ago. Just really, I think in the while it was released this week. So you will have another Spartan in there, but still, just pass on it. That was the first time you have two Spartans in one set. You got two of them, so that's quite interesting. I was quite disappointed by the fact that there was not all white, but also there was some touches of grey. So it's kind of, it's not all perfect, but well, it was pretty nice. Of course, in terms of articulations, it works pretty well. There is no problem on this point. The also little drawback I have to say is that the two guys got a pistol. Maybe it should have been better if one guy's got a pistol and the other guy's got a different gun. But seriously, a different weapon, excuse me. But apart from that, seriously, they're all good. It's nice. You got two of them, new colors, so it's almost perfect. Apart from some drawbacks here and there that I found on this set. But seriously, apart from these little cons, there was no problems at all. Then we got the Covenant. Well, the Covenant works pretty nice also, even if the colors is not as detailed as the Marines, as the Spartans, excuse me. But apart from that, it works pretty nice. Also, you can complain about the lack of articulations right there, but seriously, apart from that, once again, the mold is really well made. You can really recognize the characters, so it's all good. Plus, you got three guys, and well, you got one guy from each side, so it's all good for me. Except there's still problems here and there. Then you got the vehicle. So first of all, the Covenant Ghost, which works pretty nice, I have to say, because even if it doesn't really have any gimmicks, the frame is good, it's sturdy, it works pretty well. There is no real weak points or anything like that. So it's all good for me. The color scheme works pretty nice, even of course, if there is a lot more dark grays than purple, but at least it works. Also, you have to know that I have never played the game, well, at least I have just played the first one, so I can't really compare between the games if it's really like the game, but I think it works pretty well, and it's pretty realistic in comparison to the game. The only problem I have to say, and I repeat that, is the seat, which is kind of poorly designed, but apart from that, seriously, it's all good. Then you got the Warthog itself, so I can't once again compare with the old versions of the Warthogs, which were worse. Well, at least the first version from 2009 was really worse than this one, but I don't have this one, so I can't really compare, but this one is sturdy, works pretty well, there is no big problems. Of course, I was quite disappointed by the lack of real suspension, because, well, there was no springs or anything, in fact, it's just, as you can see, so it's really a simple type of building, but apart from that, you can definitely recognize the shape of the Warthog. You have a little turret on the back, a little antenna, so it's all nice. Plus the color scheme, of course, is really a big pro, because this is the first time and also the only time that we see this model in white, in some kind of white camo, and the camo's brick really works pretty nice. So once again, even if personally I have to admit that I am not really a fan of the design itself, but that's really a matter of point of view, because personally I'm not really a fan of this type of vehicle. I found it too simple for me, but even if it looks too simple for me, objectively, in an objective point of view, it's well done and with no real flaws. So overall, overall, I think that's really a good set, really an excellent set, because even if I don't really talk about the guys or the vehicles, you have to note that this set costs like 20 euros or $20, and well, that's an excellent price, because for $20 you got two vehicles, so you really got the two sides, the Covenant and the Spartans well represented, because you got one Warthog, two guys, two weapons, plus the Ghost in a new version with a Covenant in there. I mean, if you look on the Gremlin that I've already bought, the Gremlin was also cost $20, and one vehicle. This time you got really two vehicles and three things. So see, it's an excellent price, and even if there is some little problems here and there and stuff, when you see the price of this stuff, it's really an excellent set for this price, because you have all you need to begin to your collection, and also to make stories, because you really have 2 vehicles, so you can make them fight one versus the other. You can fight them each other. Well, excuse me, and so that's all, guys. It's an excellent set, because you really got it's really, well, the $20 are really worth it, because you got 2 real sets. You got these little ones and the Warthog. And I mean, in the first Warthog, which costed the same price, you just got 1 tower. Here you got a vehicle which is well designed and well built. So seriously, I have nothing more to add. The construction of the wall on these 2 sets is excellent. The clutch powers on the bricks, no problems at all. So of course you got the stickers, which sometimes can be a little problem to apply, plus the fact that this type of stickers, for example, look too realistic in comparison to this ones. So I really prefer this one, which kind of look more cartoonish than the realistic ones. But apart from that, like I said, apart from some little cons here and there, it's an excellent set. So I really advise you to buy this one, because I think for me it's a must-have, because you got all you need. You got an emblematic vehicle from Halo and stuff like that. So even if I personally not a fan of this type of designs, I can't really complain, because the designs are from the game. So yeah, I can't really complain against the sets. So guys, I think that's all. Excuse me for taking so long, and also excuse me for my French accent and my lack of vocabulary sometimes. So hope you enjoy. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them in the comment section of this video. And that will be all, guys. So hope you enjoy, and see you later for another video review. Bye.